grow old along with me, the best is yet to be. The last of life for which the first was made. So this is a quotation from Robert Browning famous poem Rabbi Ben Ezra. So in the poem, the poet talks about the importance of every stages of life. The beginning, the middle and the end, whole total of the life is important. Even the success, failure, all are important. Okay. So the youth is indispensable to life, and the difficulties, the errors of youth, and the yearning for success, all are counted in the life. The difficulties, the pangs leads men to perfection. Okay, here we find such inspiring quotation that what I aspired to be and was not comforts me. The poet, he wants to be something and he could not become that person, but it comforts him. Okay, this is one inspiring line. And here the poet talks about one Jewish uh, named Rabbi Ben Ezra, and he was Jewish theologian. Okay, and that Jewish theologian, he talked about his life, and it is a dramatic monologue as we find other poems of Robert Browning. And the uh, the narrator, he talks about his own life as if someone is listening to him, although we do not find any such listener in the poem. And here we find that the poet, he uh, talks about life, and he gives the reference to some metaphor. Okay, he gives us the reference of the wheel. Okay, the potter who make the picture. Okay, God is the pot. God is the potter here. God makes us, and we are the picture. If the base is the early part of the life, then the finishing part of the picture, the front part of the picture, is the old age. Therefore, we do not have to fear to grow old. So therefore, the starting line is grow old along with me. The best is yet to be. The best, that means the best part of life is not finished. Okay, so best is still remaining. So it is a inspiring poem. And when we see the age of the poet, the Victorian age, there we find the conflict between science and religion, and the loss of faith, as we find in Matthew Arnold, uh, give sadness to people. People become disheartened because of the loss of the faith, and that gloomy, that gloomy uh, age or atmosphere, the poet Robert Browning, he talks about optimism, and it is called robust optimism. And here we find that the poet, he does not disregard the youth's complexity or the um, uh, fault of youth, uh, and he tells that the youth is the such part of life which we have to cross, and when one becomes old one need not to worry because the soul is immortal. The soul is immortal. The life will finish, but the soul will live. It has eternal life. And it is told by critic that Robert Browning he wrote a poem uh, after reading Edward Fitzgerald's The Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam, okay, where Omar Khayyam he talks about carpe diem hedonism, okay, and uh, this is just a reply to that concept. And Robert Browning's faith in God we find in other poem, and that faith, okay, that faith of God uh, makes him one optimistic person, and he was a famous uh, Victorian poet. And we find it in his uh, contemporary poets. The feeling of optimism sometimes lacks. We find it Matthew Arnold he wrote about melancholic poem like Dover Beach, The Scholar Gypsy, like this. But Robert Browning he talks about certain optimism, certain hope, and that optimism we find in Tennyson's poem also. Okay, so you may read the poem Rabbi Ben Ezra. It is a long poem, and his other poem Fra Lipo Lipi, Andrea del Sarto, all are very nice poem. Okay, so if you are interested to read such poem, or if you have already read that poem, so you can read such poems time and again to get inspiration to your life. Thank you.